We are at my house getting the car prepped up for tomorrow. We're going to do some test and tune down at Bradenton Motorsports Park. In the last video, I know you saw some previous dyno hits. We just put a bigger fogger kit on it. Gonna see what the car really is gonna be able to do now that we're making some more power with the whole rig. We're just doing some normal maintenance with the car right now, getting it cleaned up, waxed, checking the battery, checking all my fluids, pretty much going over scaling some nitrous tanks. Got to make sure that we got all the tanks full. We got some C23 race fuel right here ready to rock for tomorrow. The scale, pretty much what we do here, if you guys are not familiar with nitrous, on the side of the bottle it'll have your empty weight, your gas weight, and your total bottle filled. This bottle is a 10-pound bottle, but filled it should be about 24 pounds. Just to give you an example here, 25 on the dot, so she's a little over full, but that's not too bad to worry about right there. But tomorrow you will see us taking care of some business out on the track, see how she does. Might call out somebody down there for a fun run. It's always good to have a little fun cash run if we can get the car going A to B. So stay tuned, see you tomorrow.
Got me. It was like, what was that, 2 minutes? I want to say 140 seconds flat, for sure. What do you got going on here, Paco?
Got a bunch of blown up 4 cylinders, 287 horsepower, pipe. No one on here.
No, but he got this one, right?
Those are secret now.
Alright.
These are fucking autos. Got a little spicy tuna. We had a dipstick explode on us. I want to take a peek. Got some oil in there. Oh, she gone. Yep, got fucking oil everywhere.
Show me the tires. Pops, show me those plugs. Let me see what they look like.
Electros are gone. Okay. 2 and 3 is running good, but the electrodes are gone off the 1 and 4. So you look at the fuel. See the fuel in there? They're good. They're running real good. Try to get the little brown in there. It's running good. But these fuels,
Let me see the one that with the...
both of them are hot.
Hit them,
We're putting that up.
dump the bottle.
You ain't gonna do that. You're gonna be running turbo. That's good.
I don't gotta deal with this nitrous stuff here.
I don't know what happened this afternoon.
We'll see if he does a big wheelie again.
So how's today going, man?
Well, we got a new personal best.
Well, what happened earlier today?
Couple flat tires on the way down.
We've had 2 blowouts on the trailer.
Alright, yep. So he locked his keys in his truck.
Yeah, you locked his keys in his truck.
Couple tires in the back of the truck.
Today is not going very well. If you had to say how today is going, what would you rate it, Mike?
It's a 50-50. It was a good drive here, you know. Cruising about 70 miles an hour. You know, we were about 3/4 of the way down. We had a flat tire, but we had a NASCAR crew.
Okay, hold on. I want to ask you. If you had a saying for tonight, what would be the saying?
Get it done. Quick and fast, baby. Quick and fast.
Got a lot like Jiffy Lube out here.
Hey, whoa, wait. Whoa.
Oh yeah, we got
Hold on YouTube, guys. You can't put that in there.
I think we got them like
We'll get kicked off of them.
Hey, you know, the last time, all those video clips of him talking and stuff, that was me, because I had...
Oh, yeah, filming it? Yeah.
He's too serious right now, man. We got bird straps on smart plugs. We got things going too spicy. We got a 6-liter hooked up
They
to it.
probably can't hear you over this fucking pile of shit. What you got going on the deal?
That's how you fix it. You dipstick brakes, plug it.
What are you doing?
Quarter inch socket.
I mean, extension. Sorry, extension. What do we got going on here?
Fucking job shit. You don't know about it.
Alright then.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is 10:49. We are driving home from Bradenton. We've got Dalton over here on the laptop, getting the footage together. Had a rough day. Pretty much got off work, had a trailer and everything loaded from last night, as you saw in the footage. Got off work and locked my phone, the GoPro, the truck was running, everything, all my keys locked in the truck. Had to wait for the locksmith for an hour, so the day was already not starting good. After that, got loaded up, met with the guys, drove down to Bradenton. We had 2 blowouts, so that added to everything else going on. But got to the track, unloaded the car, set up the car, set everything up with the pit, went over the tire pressure, oil, put new nitrous bottle tank in it. Everything was good to go. Matt met up with us from ProFab, adjusted the tune a little bit on the laptop. Pretty much had the same dyno tune from the previous video in it, so we knew everything was pretty much good from A to B. Didn't help that the feel like temperature today was like 98 degrees out at the track. Then we had literally no air density at all. So making power was not on today's schedule. But went up to the line, had a battery problem for a little bit, had to use the jump box, get that thing fired back up, but got that fired up and pretty much pulled in a burnout box, did a normal burnout, backed the car back up, purged all the system, made a good A to B pass. Matt had a soft tune for coming out of the hole, dropped like a slow 60 foot, like a 124 60 foot, which is slow for us. Normally we'll go a little bit faster than that, but the fogger did pick up on our personal best, picked up another like 8 miles an hour in the 8th, so it was making good steam. But coming through the traps, I noticed a little bit of an oil smell. Looked down at the oil pressure gauge and we had like 25 psi. So I automatically knew something was not right. Took it back around the pits. My grandfather was messing with the dipstick, which we normally don't touch on that car. I really just need to do away with it so we don't have these problems no more. But the dipstick actually blew apart on the top of the AN fitting and shot oil out underneath the hood. So it lost about a half a quart of oil, which is pretty much what was throwing the PSI all over the place, dropping it all over the gauge. Got it back, pulled the plugs. It burnt 4 out of the 8 electrodes off of the spark plugs, which is not good. The motor was pretty hot, so we said pretty much going to throw some different plugs in it, fill the oil back up. We actually cut the dipstick tube off, plugged it off with a bolt and a mini hose clamp just to make sure that it wasn't going to leak out of there, and fired the car back up with different plugs, and the car went back up to 52 psi of oil pressure, and then under throttle it was about 68 psi, so everything was good. We thought something bad happened, might have blew a rod or something even worse than that, but everything's good. So kind of at a tricky stage in this no time racing where I'm still running the stock block setup and still a little bit slower than most of the guys, but it's fun for what it is, and it's very inexpensive for what we got going on. But I think it's about that time that I have a buyer that wants to buy carb to pan with the fogger and everything. Right now the guy wants to put it in a bracket car, so might do that, have him buy that off me, and then go to a dart Iron Eagle, and then possibly sway towards going single turbo route. I know everybody's been trying to get me to go that route just because we're so close to really grenading the stock block, and then the motor's not worth a damn thing. But if this guy buys this motor, he's been hitting me up this week about purchasing it, so if he takes care of that, then we will be probably going the dart block, 400 small block, somewhere in that range, with a single turbo setup. Hopefully make another 300 to 400 horsepower to the tire more than what we have now, but be able to dial it back because the car is pretty light and still be very competitive. So that pretty much ends it up for today. We'll have some more footage out on Mike's C5 Corvette. You guys can take a look at that. We're going to be doing a straight axle conversion in a turbo LS and a C5 Corvette, so that's going to be a pretty cool video. Not many people straight axle the Corvettes. He's going to be turning that thing into a no-time car as well. And then the guy buys that motor out of this car this week, then we'll be recording the turbo project on Old Spanky. So stay tuned, hit the like button, subscribe. Catch you next time.